Front and Center. Front and Center. A focus on important and significant developments affecting the lives of Filipinos, not only in the Philippines, but also those living and working around the world. Join us in Front and Center. Front and Center. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
Welcome to Front and Center, where we focus on developments in the Philippines, legislation that provides policies and directions that strives to promote a better economy for the country, issues that concern the welfare and well-being of every Filipino. All of these and more will be Front and Center. And you can watch this program on our Facebook and YouTube channel. That's Radyo Pilipinas World Service. You can hear this broadcast on our audio streaming at Evox PBS receiver app. Also on our shortwave broadcast through following frequencies: 12.020 MHz, 15.640 MHz, and 17.665 MHz. And this is your host, Jerome Toledo. Let's begin Front and Center on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
Front and Center. Front and Center. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
So let's go to Iran. As of today, January 16, Iran is still experiencing a period of severe civil unrest and a major security crisis. The situation is still volatile, or highly volatile rather, with significant international attention. And in that country, the humanitarian outlook is worsening. And reports on the death toll vary due to a near total internet blackout, but human rights groups and international media estimate that tens of thousands of people have been killed since the start of the year, or 2026, while an international security think tank reported that approximately 20,000 people have been detained in the last few months, with 10,000 of those arrests occurring in just the past 2 weeks. But these numbers are subject for debate. And widespread protests are currently taking place across Iran over worse economic conditions and currency devaluation, which led to heightened security measures, crackdowns, and internet shutdowns. Meanwhile, the Department of Foreign Affairs and also the Philippine Embassy in Tehran is currently monitoring Filipinos, approximately more than 800 Filipinos, most of whom are permanent residents with Iranian families. To give us an update regarding the situation of Filipinos living and working in the Middle Eastern country, Iran, we now have on the line the spokesperson of the Department of Foreign Affairs, Assistant Secretary Angelica Escalona. Good morning, Assistant Secretary Escalona. Thank you so much for joining us in the program.
Magandang umaga, Jerome, at magandang umaga po sa lahat ng mga nakikinig.
Alright. Good morning po, Assistant Secretary Escalona. Thank you so much. Okay, so I would like to ask this, Assistant Secretary, ano po yung latest security status of Filipinos, not just in Tehran, but also in entire Iran and in some other major cities and towns? Because ito nga po, as we mentioned earlier po dito, Iran is still experiencing period of severe civil unrest and a major security crisis.
Very fluid ba ang sitwasyon ngayon sa Iran base sa mga reports mula sa Philippine Embassy sa Tehran sa pamumuno ni Ambassador Roberto Manalo. Hindi pa po natin masasabi kung ano ang mangyayari sa mga susunod na araw, but what we can assure you is that bukas po ang embahada 24/7. Hindi na po sila nagsasara to monitor the situation and provide assistance to any Filipino in distress. As of this time, there are no reports of any Filipino casualties. Wala pa rin pong lumapit sa embahada upang humingi ng tulong.
Okay. So meaning to say, Assistant Secretary, the internet connection has been restored na po dyan sa Iran?
Ayon po sa ating embassy, partially na-restore yung mobile at saka internet, pero yung landline naman nila gumagana. Yun
Okay,
yung
so
mas stable.
okay. So landline is working while there's a partial restoration on mobile and internet services in that country. Okay, so you mentioned about the Filipinos or particularly ito mga Filipinos natin wala pong nasaktan. So na-verify na po yung mga registered Filipinos natin diyan since nung nagsimula itong mga rallies and protests dyan sa Iran, Assistant Secretary Escalona?
Opo, in touch naman po ang ating embassy officials sa mga Filipino community leaders. In fact, sabi nga sa mga community leaders, kung may kilala silang Pilipino na nangangailangan ng tulong, sabihin lang sa kanila.
Okay. And also I would like to know, Assistant Secretary Escalona, are there any Filipinos currently in detention as we speak?
I don't have that information, but ang information lang na nabigay sa akin is that at the moment, wala pa tayong reported any Filipino casualties at wala pang dumapit na humingi ng tulong. At gaya nga ng nasabi ko kanina, bukas, all the time na ang embahada at handa silang tumulong to provide assistance.
Oh, okay. So, ito po, Assistant Secretary Escalona. So, what is the embassy's current or itong Philippine embassy natin dyan sa Tehran? What's the embassy's current contingency plan for repatriation if the situation escalates? As we mentioned earlier, patuloy pa rin ang mga serye ng kaguluhan dyan. Dahil nga dito sa nangyayari dito sa kanilang ekonomiya, may contingency plan po ang embahada natin dyan?
Okay, I would like to clarify na lahat po ng Philippine Embassy at Consulate merong contingency plan. At in their contingency plan, meron pong sinusunod na alert levels. Yung alert level 1 is precautionary phase, alert level 2 is restriction phase, alert level 3 is voluntary repatriation, at alert level 4 is full evacuation. Sa Iran, sa kasalukuyan, nasa alert level 2, which is the restriction phase. This is issued when the disturbance spreads to a wider area. Kaya po nung as early as January 2, nag-issue ng advisory ang embahada advising our kababayans to shelter in place, restrict non-essential movements, and avoid public areas. Now, kapag nag-escalate po ang mga nangyayari, maaaring irekomenda ng embahada itaas to alert level 3, which is voluntary repatriation.
Okay. All right. Right now, it's alert level 2. And since the situation is still ongoing, itong mga violence, itong mga protests, it's out of the question itong re-raise natin ng alert level, Assistant Secretary Escalona?
Depende po yan sa recommendation. Kaya nga po, bukas na. Hindi na nagsasara ang konsulado. Ang embahada to monitor the situation, and anytime they can make their recommendation. Pag nag-recommend naman sila, ma-arrange ng embahada ang repatriation based on their contingency plan. Dun sa contingency plan, there are ways to find out yung the most secure way to ensure the exit of Filipinos. Yun yung nakasaad dun sa mga contingency plan.
Okay, got it. Okay, I would like to also know, Assistant Secretary Escalona, dito sa sitwasyon ng mga Pilipino natin sa Iran, since may mga nagsarang mga negosyo, mga pamilihan or market, how can Filipinos access emergency funds or supplies if local banking systems and shops remain closed or paralyzed by or let's say affected by these demonstrations?
Okay, unang-una yung huling information sa akin is hindi pa naman po nagsarado, yung mga establishments. Shortened yung hours nila, pero bukas pa rin po. Now, yun nga, aparte dun sa mga safety reminders ng ating embahada is that, of course, kasama dun yung stay alert and be cautious and to prepare all the necessary things that you need sa inyong mga kabahayan when you stay in place. So, pag kailangan naman talaga ng tulong and there is no way for them to get whatever they need, maaari nga nilang kontakin ang ating embahada. Na 24/7 open.
Yeah. You mentioned the embassy is open 24/7 to cater all the needs of our Filipinos there in Tehran. Assistant Secretary Escalona. Okay, so I wonder if there's an alternative communication protocol for the Filipino community since although the internet service and mobile services have been restored in that country, still it's partial and it's not yet fully back online. So I wonder if there's an alternative communication and also may mga na-block po bang mga messaging, mga communication apps like WhatsApp, Messenger, or Viber, or any other communication apps, Assistant Secretary Escalona?
Nandun sa advisory ng Philippine Embassy, no, na meron silang Facebook, Instagram, email. So, kung partially hindi mo na makontak, try lang uli po yung sa internet and mobile. Pero ang gumagana daw po is landline.
Landline.
At
Okay.
pwede kong i-share yung landline number dito.
Okay. Sure. We will share. And I'm going to ask that question, Assistant Secretary Escalona. What's the landline number or number to call, or where can families of Filipinos who has relatives in Iran, how can they reach them?
Okay, yung landline po nila is +98. That's the country code. Then 21-2670-8413. Isa pa po is +98-21-2680-0587. Pwede rin pong mag-fax sa +98-21-2670-8650.
Okay. So again, we'll repeat that for the benefit of our listeners who have families there in Iran and they will need an update regarding this situation there. That's +9821-2670-8413. Another one is +9821 2680-0587 and +9821-2670-8650. Okay, so we got go ahead.
Ito na rin yung sa naman, mobile naman, just in case makalusot, is +98 912 213 6801.
Okay. Again, as Assistant Secretary Escalona, that's for mobile, +989122136801. So those numbers, you need to remember those numbers so that you will be able to reach to the embassy if you want to get an update or if you want to ask more questions regarding the situations of Filipinos there in Iran. Okay, may I get your message regarding the situation in Iran, because as I read in some Facebook posts of our embassies across the Middle East, they've cautioned or they've warned Filipinos there regarding the situation in Iran to be more cautious. So, where's your message for them, Assistant Secretary Escalona?
Okay, muli pinapaalalahanan namin ang ating mga kababayan to stay informed, to exercise caution, to secure their belongings, to avoid public places with large gatherings, share relevant information to fellow Filipinos, and make sure that you have emergency contact numbers.
Okay, got it. Okay, so we will have to mention those number that you just shared a few minutes ago regarding the situation there in Iran. Nonetheless, thank you so much, Assistant Secretary Angelica Escalon, the spokesperson of the Department of Foreign Affairs, for giving us an update regarding the situation of Filipinos there in Iran. I know the situation in that country is still volatile, is still unpredictable at the moment, but rest assured that the Foreign Affairs Department through the embassy in Iran are monitoring well, and they are ready to assist our Filipinos there in Iran and in some cities there in that Persian country. Thank you so much, Assistant Secretary Escalona, and have a good day.
Thank you, Jerome. Bye-bye.
All right. Okay, that was the spokesperson of the Foreign Affairs Department, Assistant Secretary Angelica Escalona, as she provided updates, some sort of updates regarding the situation there in Iran. So, as mentioned earlier, Assistant Secretary Escalona said that there are no Filipinos injured or have been killed in the ongoing violence and demonstration against the Iranian government. That's due to worsening economic conditions there. At the same time, the currency devaluation, which is the Iranian rial, and also regarding the communication services, Assistant Secretary Escalona mentioned that landline is working while mobile and internet services are partially restored, although there's some sort of drop lines that may occur. Still, Assistant Secretary Escalona encouraged to call the numbers of the Philippine Embassy if you want to get an update, if you want to know the status of your Filipino relatives there in Iran. We will have to mention these numbers that Assistant Secretary Escalona provided earlier, and also she cautioned Filipinos to be more vigilant, more mindful of their surroundings, watch developments in the news, and also exercise caution while going out in the public. And most importantly, Assistant Secretary Escalona reiterated that the advice to avoid major gatherings, particularly in violent demonstration there in Iran. So this is this one is still a developing story, so we will have to watch out for developments here. Although the situation there, it's as I see it, it's somehow getting better, but it's still volatile there. So we will have to watch out for the developments regarding the situation there in Iran. So there's a talk, or there are rumors that there will be a regime change there, but we will have to wait and see as world leaders world leaders headed by U.S. President Donald Trump has a plan for Iran regarding because there are reports of deaths, particularly thousands of deaths in the Iranian civilian population. So there's a move that the United States will be ready to help the Iranian people there who are being victimized by the Iranian regime. So we will have to wait and see for some developments there in that particular country, but also in the interest of our Filipinos there living and working in that Middle Eastern country. But in the meantime, front and center, we'll be right back here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service. Stay tuned.
Paliwanag mo sa tao na hindi totoo yan.
Dahil ang totoo, yung totoo ang dapat ninyong malaman.
Nagkalat sa internet ang fake news
Ang
o
ginagawa
mali
ng
at
fake news, tinatakot niya yung tao.
what they are doing is creating panic.
We say no.
Yung pagkalat ng fake news. and some of it's dangerous.
Sana iwasan po natin pag-spread ng fake news.
At di magpapakalat ng disinformation at misinformation ang kasulukuyang administrasyon.
Stop telling us fake news because you're wrong.
Para sa totoo at mapagkakatiwalaang mga balita at impormasyon, Radyo Pilipinas.
Time to celebrate kulturang Pinoy, tradisyon, musika, sining, literatura at iba pa. Anything and everything fun and Filipino. Ito ang Pinoy Kultura.
Naaalala niyo pa ba ang mga katagang ito?
Amoy pawis, amoy araw. Ano ba yan? Puro sugat ka na naman! Bakit wala na naman kapares yung tsinelas mo? Ang dungis mo!
Tama na! Ayos lang, di ba? Masaya naman tayo naglalaro sa kalye ng sipa, patintero, agawang base, habulan, jolen, trumpo, text, at marami pang iba. Some Filipino games just show how creative we are. All we need are players and nothing else. Ang saya balikan ng ating kabataan. Kain, tulog, laro, laro, at laro. O ano, game na?
Pagkabilang kong 3, nakatago na kayo!
Yan ang Pinoy Kultura because our culture is cool.
And welcome back to Front and Center here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service. Still with me, Jerome Toledo, and we have a few minutes left in our program, but we will have a rundown of events happening yesterday, particularly in the province of Cebu, as President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Spearheaded the launch and naming of the diesel ship. As President said, the Philippines is now firmly positioned to compete in the global shift toward green maritime transport. The President made the statement as he led the naming and delivery of the Brave Pioneer, the world's first dual-fuel methanol-powered Kamsar Max bulk carrier built in the country. So that's a type of ship. So the vessel, identified as hull number SC443, can carry up to 81,200 metric tons and was constructed by Tsuneshi Shipbuilding at the West Cebu Estate in Balamban Town in Cebu Province. President Marcos Jr. said the launch of the methanol-capable ship places the Philippines on the global map as a future-ready maritime manufacturing hub aligned with international decarbonization goals. And because we are an archipelagic nation, and at the same time we have an agency that truly focuses on this developments and programs regarding the maritime sector. So this is a very good news for the maritime sector. And as the president added, that the milestone proves the country's capability to produce high-value, technologically advanced vessels as the world moves toward cleaner fuels and stricter emission standards. So we are not only focusing on the future of the maritime sector, but also focusing on the future of the green sector or green energy sector as we lean towards cleaner fuel and stricter emission standards. And the Kamsar Max vessel is engineered to significantly cut carbon dioxide, nitrogen oxide, and sulfur oxide emissions, meeting the benchmark set by the International Maritime Organization. According to the chief executive, the development opens the door for Philippine shipyards to tap premium global markets and access sustainability-linked financing, including green bonds and climate-related investments. President Marcos stressed that green vessels not only benefit the environment but also strengthen the country's manufacturing base and create higher value jobs for Filipino workers. The president also credited the achievement to strong Japan-Philippines cooperation, particularly the partnership between the Tsuneshi Group and the Aboitiz Group, which developed the infrastructure and support ecosystem in West Cebu. The Tsuneshi Group has been operating in the province or Cebu province for more than 30 years and has launched nearly 400 ships, delivering over 370 vessels worldwide, highlighting the growing contribution of Filipino shipbuilders to global maritime production. And President Marcos Jr. also reaffirmed the government's commitment in boosting the shipbuilding and ship repair sector through incentives under the CREATE law, supporting modernization, low-carbon technologies, and higher-value manufacturing. And as of November 2025, last year, the Philippines has more than 130 registered shipyard employing over 11,000 workers, 70% of whom are skilled professional. And in 2024, the country produced 484 vessels from fishing boats to passenger and cargo ships. And one takeaway on that particular statement. So I hope the Philippines, through its maritime industry authority, will spearhead in creating more jobs and also producing more ship and support the local shipyard and shipping industry here in the Philippines so that we can generate a lot of job opportunities in that sector. Since we are an archipelagic nation, so it will be a great use if we can advance in those or in that particular sector. And President Marcos Jr. said the Brave Pioneer, which was launched yesterday, stands as a symbol of what innovation, international collaboration, and Filipino craftsmanship can achieve, adding that the Philippines is shaping itself into a maritime hub capable of meeting the demands of global trade while protecting the environment. So that's there. The president attended the naming and delivery of a dual fuel methanol powered bulk carrier that was built here in the country. So it's a good news, and I hope this kind of endeavors in the maritime sector will continue as it generates more jobs. And this industry, which is $1 billion industry, will prosper for this year and moving forward. So we have to support our maritime sector here in the country, particularly in the local shipping and shipyard industry. And there you have it. We now conclude this edition of Front and Center on Radyo Pilipinas World Service, together with our technical team headed by Mr. Milo Junella. On our Wirecast, we have Mr. Hiro Lucero, and as he supervises the live streaming platform. This is your host, Jerome Toledo. Until next time, mabuhay.
You have just heard and watched Front and Center. Front and Center. Join us again for another edition here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service. Front and Center.